Easy people, welcome back to my channel, my show. We are the South Stand. We are the South Stand. We are the South Stand. Another episode 5. So listen, big up to everyone that's tuning in. The show's getting bigger and bigger every week. Never thought there was many people wanted to listen to as much shit that I can talk, but it's great. Yet again, I've got my friend Luke from Feed the Goat podcast. How are you doing, Luke? Okay.
I'm good, mate. Yeah, doing all good. Can't complain for a Monday. Nice start of the week, and even better now I'm joining you on the South Stand. So,
No, it's great to have you
looking
on,
forward
mate.
to it.
Great to have you on.
Thank you.
First of all, let's start the weekend. Coming out the Brighton game, Brighton was a potential banana skin. Obviously, with the results that we're playing, we found it tough in the first half. Then they ended up breaking down in the second half. We got the result. And then coming into Watford, you're thinking, Watford, it's an ideal game. But then you're thinking in the back of your mind, typical City, could be a banana skin. But we took care of him, mate. Absolutely took care of him. What did you reckon?
Kind of a steamroller, really, wasn't it? Kind of back to the usual City that we've seen over the last couple of years. I mean, obviously, any game now that we've seen up until the end of the season, we can always say is going to be a banana skin. But this was definitely one where you see Roy Hodgson. We've had the PTSD from him in the past with Crystal Palace coming here. And I mean, it was just a convincing performance all round, really, wasn't it? Kind of got the goals early on, and then just ran away with it. Had a few more chances where we could have made it 6 or 7. Nice on the goal difference, but can't complain with 5-1 from the days of where we were losing to these kind of teams back in the day. So
no, the goal difference is a thing that was going through my mind. I mean, sometimes I think City can be a bit guilty of letting teams off. You know what I mean? We start making changes. We start to sit back a little bit. But we've got to speak about the man. Say again?
We've done it with United twice where we've kind of just played them off the park in the second half. But they're the kind of games where, it's more pride than it is goal difference, isn't it? But,
Yeah, but they're the ones you really want to stuff them in it. They're the ones. But we did it. We did it when it counted at Old Trafford for the 6-1, so I'm happy with that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we're not going to give any light on Liverpool. You might talk about that in your big 6. But, I mean, they could have had a few goals conceded. Well, they should have had one potentially with that penalty. But, we don't let focus on them. We'll focus on the blue side.
No, it's like you say, the goal difference thing is a thing that you're thinking about. But I've got to speak about Gabriel Jesus because to me, the day before all the transfer news is coming out, oh, Jesus is going to Arsenal, he's leaving, he's going here, he's going there. And then he comes up with a performance like that, scores 4 goals. I mean...
And an assist. Don't forget the assist.
Yeah, he had a great game, though, I thought. And I thought, do you know what I thought as well? That we finally whipped some crosses into the box. That's been lacking all season. Yeah. Whip the ball in. Someone gets on the end of it. Bang. It's what City have been about for years. This season, we've not tend to been doing it. I mean, to score 4 goals in any Premier League game is great. You know what I mean? What do you think of Jesus? And do you think he's the one to make way if Haaland comes in, or do you think it's going to be Sterling?
See, we on Feed the Goat, we've had this debate long and hard, kind of. I think you've got Daps who's kind of pro Jesus, you've got maybe HBK who's not. So yeah, I'm known as the fence sitter. I like to be known as seeing both sides. That's my argument. But yeah, I mean, he's one of those, isn't he? When he first came in, we were all kind of excited about this young prospect from Brazil. Kind of tore it up in the Brazil Serie A. Not really known quantity, was he? And then he came in, he kind of hit the ground running a little bit. Obviously, he was in the shadow of Aguero, came in, performed a little bit. Was mostly caught offside whenever he played centre forward. But I think he's one of those, isn't he? He's got that work rate about him. He's got that kind of Brazil like grit about him, and he's willing to come back and track back, whereas some of the other Wiggins aren't, the likes of Mahrez and Sterling. Sterling does it a little bit now. He's starting to develop that in his game. But I think for me personally, I would rather see Sterling go at the age he is than Jesus at, what is he now, 24? Yeah, he's 24, I think he is.
Yeah.
You've got 6 or 7 years out of him still, whether he plays centre forward or right wing. And you've always got the backup to Haaland for him. You've got Julian Alvarez. So you've got all them options there. And I feel like it's kind of the right time for Sterling to go now. He's obviously been a great servant to the club. And I think for him, with Sterling, I don't think it's about the football itself. I think he would perform anywhere he goes, whether that's like Arsenal or I feel like just for him, it's just the sake of kind of he'll play wherever he goes. Whereas I think Jesus kind of has started at a young age here and kind of has worked his way into this team. He's always been second fiddle to Aguero, and he does turn up. He's turned up in big games before, like Real Madrid a couple of years ago. I think he got a goal there. He pops up when he needs to, but I think you're seeing the prime example of what he can do when you put balls into the box for him.
That's exactly what it is. You hit the nail on the head as well about his work rate and the important goals. And I think that with Jesus, he's never going to be a Sergio Aguero player. He was never that kind of player. He come in at a young age, and it's just his work rate and his graft and the press. And if you notice, Pep Guardiola tends to pick him in big matches. You know what I mean? He trusts him against Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? He trusts him against the Atletico Madrids of the world. He trusts him in the big games because he knows he can put a shift in. He can lead from the front. At the Liverpool game at the Etihad, he puts a shift in there. He scores a goal there. And at the end of the day, I think anyone that's comparing him to Aguero, you're miles off it. It's not that kind of player. And people say to me, what do you think of Jesus? He doesn't score enough goals. Well, he won't score enough goals if 1 minute he's playing on the right and then he's playing in the middle, and then you know he's not that kind of player. But I think for me, I'd be sad to see him go. I think he's useful, but it depends on his own ambition whether he wants to be a bit part player or he's thinking, you know what, I'm 25, I need to go to a team where I'm the main man. Because don't get me wrong, if he goes to Arsenal, he'll be the main man at Arsenal. He's the main man at Arsenal there. And they'll love him because his work rate and his work ethic, and obviously Mikel Arteta, he knows Jesus. So if he can get him for a steal, and I think 60 mil in this climate now is a steal. If you're paying 85 million for a fridge at centre half, then 65 million for a player that turns up week in, week out, gives you 110%, never lets you down. That's cheap. That's cheap. In my money, it's cheap.
Oh, 100%. Like you look at Vlahovic just gone to Juventus for like, what was it, 80 million? I think Juventus were kind of inquiring about Jesus in the summer just gone. And I mean, for the price tag that you get for 65 million, you've got 5 or 6 years in him still at the top level, because you see strikers playing well ahead of 30, 35 now, most commonly. And I think it would be exciting as well with their kind of project that they've got going on with the likes of Ødegaard, Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Martinelli. I think that is a strong and interesting lineup that you would see from Arsenal, but it's whether they would splash the cash out on him, or would they rather go with the cheaper option and say get Sterling for 25, 30 million and have a player there who's ready to be world class like he has been for us. But I'd be sad to see Jesus go, surely for that work rate and kind of the big game moments that he's provided. But it's like we said, it's what's his ambition. Is it to be kind of coming in here and there, whether it's when Haaland's not needed to play against the smaller teams, but we've seen recently against the smaller teams, we need someone like Haaland. Is it going to be he's going to play on the right-hand side in the big games like Chelsea, Liverpool? Pep will have an idea for him. Like we've seen Pep say there, like talking about him playing right back. I don't think that would be too far-fetched if we didn't have a right back, because he's got that work rate in him, hasn't he? But when you're playing against someone like Vinicius Jr., you're not going to put someone like that out there. But
he's don't forget Alvarez is coming in as well.
That's what I'm saying. So he's probably going to be the backup to Haaland in that central role. And then is it a case of it's Mahrez and Jesus for the right? Foden maybe drops in the way Gundogan plays in future, or Grealish. And then is it going to be like Sterling and then Grealish or Foden on that left-hand side? There's options, but it's just a case of we need to get all the options ready for next season. That we've kind of seen this season, we've been bare fin. We've been kind of on the wayside in terms of like backup. And I think it'll be interesting to see this summer who kind of comes in as that backup. Like I've seen a few reports of like Declan Rice, which is never going to happen, in my opinion. I don't know where the fuck that's come from. That's when we've got Rodri. And yeah, it's just to sum it up, yeah, I think it would be a massive shame to see Jesus go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just think like you say, I don't think we know what's going to happen. I think there's definitely going to be a shift around in the squad. Obviously, if we can get the big fella over the line, he's a big part of what we're going to do. But you could even see Manchester City changing shape as well. Sometimes you You could even see them playing 2 up top with Alvarez and Haaland in some games. I wouldn't be surprised if Pep has another Pep rethink, and this season he's gone with a false 9. Next season he'll go with 2 strikers. You just don't know though with him, you know what I mean? You just don't know. And like you say, the most important thing now is we're looking back to our old self. We've had 2 games, we've blitzed the opponent. We're going into this game we're going to touch on in a minute. And then obviously the title, Liverpool, I don't really want to talk about them, to be honest. But they're not going away. And I think it's just down to us now. Just presuming our heads that Liverpool's going to win every game. We win all our games with champions again. That is all we need to do. It's easier said than done. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, the ball's in our court and it's the best way to be, for my opinion.
We're the only... what is it they say? We're the creators of our own destiny at this current moment in time. But it's a case of as well, if the big guy does come in up top, does Pep decide to stay for a few more years to tinker with him and see what he
No, he's staying 100%. If he signs, he's staying 100%. Yeah, deal's done, ready to go.
I think that's a big thing, Haaland coming. He's kind of said, like, if Pep stays, then I'll come. But if he was only to be there for a season, I don't think Haaland would be coming to us, let's say. But yeah, I mean, we've got to win the next 5 games. I mean, the only 2 tough ones I really see: Wolves away, West Ham away. Are they banana skins, or is it a case of West Ham have already beat Frankfurt? They don't care about the league. They just want the Europa League. Is that a case?
Well, that's the case. When Wolves got beat off Burnley. Wolves got beat off Palace. Yeah. I know they probably turn up and play like prime Brazil against us, but it gives me a little bit of hope that the way we're playing
anymore. That's the only one. They don't have a Dharma anymore. We're all right.
And the thing is though, the way I'm looking at the way we're playing, I think we're just killing teams off. You know what I mean? We're willing to be patient. We're willing to take them into deep water, and we're drowning them. And at the end of the day, people talking about Newcastle, you can't be worrying about Newcastle. They've got a bit of a lease of life. Eddie Howe's got them going. They've signed a few good players, and they're surviving. They've survived. But listen, you're coming up against Manchester City here. We're top of the league for a reason. We're in the semi-final of the Champions League for a reason. So for me, if you got me to one side beginning of the season and said, look, you're 5 games to go, you're top of the league by 1 point, and these are your remaining games, are you taking it? I'm taking it all day. 100% I'm taking it. So us City fans can't moan, we've got to do it. But it's going to be tough. The mentality's got to be there. The players have obviously got the Champions League on the mind. So I want to touch on that tomorrow. Real Madrid, mate. Real Madrid at home. I want to tell you something. I went on a Real Madrid podcast last night, right?
Yeah.
I want to shout them out. It's called Let's Be Real podcast. You can see, I'll put a link up on my channel. 3 lads, Real Madrid supporters, got me on, young podcast. And you know what? I really, really enjoyed it. They were knowledgeable about the game. We went in depth about Madrid and Man City. And you know what? I was sat there, and to hear Real Madrid supporters a little bit scared of Manchester City.
Little old City.
It was fucking brilliant. It was brilliant. Real Madrid are scared of Man City. Real Madrid. Are you having that? I remember when I was scared of Grimsby, and I was scared of York.
I was scared of Middlesbrough.
Fucking don't mention Middlesbrough. Bernie Slaven for Middlesbrough at Ayresome Park used to give me nightmares. And then when I got older, that 8-1 under Sven was fucking calm.
If you come to the Castlegate Shopping Centre any time in Middlesbrough around Christmas, you'll see him signing his book. Bernie Slaven.
Bernie Slaven used to, when I was a kid,
signing his book every Christmas for you.
He gave me nightmares, mate. But mate, it's Real Madrid at home. We went to Madrid last week. We got the job done. WrestleMania Madrid, I called it. We came out of it with a few knocks. It cost us a semi-final, I think, because we had to play a weakened side. We're going into this one. Apparently, we got no fullback, right back. But people in the chat saying they've heard Kyle Walker's fit. Let me tell you something.
He hasn't trained for the last 10 days. He's not fit.
They're saying he trained behind closed doors. He didn't. He's not fit. I can tell you now, 110% that Kyle Walker is not playing tomorrow.
Do we go with what happened at Lisbon at home? Is he going to play? Egan Riley?
No, I think Stones is fit. I don't think they're letting on, but I think Stones is fit. I think it's Zinchenko at left back. Laporte, Diaz, Stones. I think it's going to be Rodri, DM. I think it's going to be Bernardo, Gundogan. And then it's going to be De Bruyne in the false 9, Foden on the left, Mahrez on the right. That is how I think we're going to line up. What do you think?
We've got Jesus suspended. I'm right in saying I think we've got Cancelo suspended. So there's 2. I mean, I can't think of a better team than that. I've seen chats just in there then kind of mentioning 3 at the back. What happened the last time we went 3 at the back? I remember a little old Leon.
Yeah, big shout out to Benno there with a super chat. He says the same, possibly only 3 at the back tomorrow. Thoughts? I mean, it's an option, isn't it? It's an option. But
look what happened when we played 3 at the back against Leon and they had our eyes out.
Oh, God, I know.
Sterling missed that open goal. Dembele fouled Laporte and they went through and scored. You know, that was another typical City game in the Champions League. The only reason I can't see it being 3 at the back is because you've got the potential of obviously, I think they play Valverde on the right wing now. Then they've got Benzema and Vinicius Jr. I mean, that front 3 kind of playing a 3 back is asking for trouble, especially with someone like Modric behind, who you've seen it against Chelsea. He can just create chances out of thin air. We've seen it in the Premier League when he played for Spurs, Croatia in the World Cup. This team, although they're an aging side, they're no mugs. We're going to have to get the probably 10 out of 10 performance to kind of get a result here. But, you know, it's nice to see that Real Madrid are scared of us for once.
Do you think you could throw Egan Riley in a game of this size? Champions League semi-final, Real Madrid.
If you had Diaz to his side, yeah. And I think if you had someone like Jesus coming back to cover him, why not? I think these are the kind of games where if you throw these young lads in, yes, you run the risk of does he get exposed by world-class players like Vinicius Jr. or does he step up? He stepped up against Lisbon. I know it's a completely different caliber in terms of players, but why not? Why not try and, you know, throw these kids? We've thrown Cole Palmer in the deep end. I know it's only the FA Cup and sometimes the Premier League, but why not? They're in the academy for a reason. They play our style of play. They're good enough. I think he'd do a good job. You've got to think he's got Diaz to his side, and then he might have Jesus or let's say it's like Sterling or Mahrez. You know they're going to come back and cover the young lad.
Real Madrid fan there in the chat. He's hoping that Pep overthinks.
He only does that in the final these days.
I'm going to be honest, mate. I think
he overthinks it in a way.
I think we're a better side than Real Madrid, and I think we can, if we can set the tempo to the same sort of tempo as we did against Liverpool at the Etihad, and we can get that ball and we can move it fast enough and keep it. I think it's going to be a long night for Chelsea, mate. Not Chelsea, sorry. Chelsea, I wish. A long night for Madrid. But when you seen them against Chelsea, how classed he was at the bridge, and then they went to the Bernabeu.
They conceded.
And Chelsea put it on him, you know what I mean? But I think, for me, if we leave, we've got to go to Madrid next Wednesday with something. So if it's 1-0, I'm happy with that. 2-0, 2-1, I'm happy with that. We've got to go there with something, in my opinion.
I think most of the times when Pep's played Ancelotti as well, I think Pep has a quite superior record against him. I don't think Ancelotti's done well against him in the past, other than the Champions League, maybe Bayern. But other than that, I can't really think where Ancelotti's had the one over him in recent history, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he has. He did do. But I don't know. I'm excited for it, you know. I'm not nervous. I'm excited. I just think...
I think it's the excitement of obviously, like, Benzema is, in my opinion, the best player in the world at the moment. And I think seeing our players coming up against caliber of players like that, we wouldn't have thought this 10, 15 years ago that we were going to be in these situations. And I think it's just the fact of we're seeing this now where we're seeing like the likes of our centre-backs, Laporte and Diaz, coming up against the players like Benzema, who were in the shadow for so long, and now he's coming up. But it's going to be a tough one. I think Real Madrid are going to come here and they're not going to drop back. They're not going to play the low block. They're going to come out and try and play. But it's whether in the first 5 or 10 minutes we can set that tempo of De Bruyne running the game kind of thing. Or are they going to have someone like Casemiro who's just going to sit on De Bruyne?
Casemiro's out and David Alaba's out as well. Yeah. So it's a big plus for us. I was speaking to the boys last night. They didn't know whether Camavinga was going to start. They were the reaction I was getting from the Real lads last night was that Madrid might sit back a little bit and try and defend it. I think if they try and go toe to toe with us, I think it could be long for them.
A long night, yeah.
I'm just really intrigued about it. It's Real Madrid. They've just got rid of Chelsea. They're a great side. They're just about to win the Spanish league. Benzema is probably the best player in the world at the minute. Just to see how Ruben Diaz and Laporte deal with him. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea just got destroyed by the guy. And then Chelsea were on top in Madrid, and then he pops up again. So we've got to be on it. The guy's in form. You've got Modric, who scares me because he's not got the legs he once had. But listen, the brain on the guy, the footballing brain is just unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? So I'm expecting a great game, and I'm going to relax and enjoy it tomorrow. I'm not going to get too wound up about it. You know what I mean?
It is what it is, you know. Who would have thought 10, 15 years ago we'd be in Champions League semi-finals. And who knows, if we go on to lose this, I'm praying that we don't. However, it's all there for us to win the Premier League, isn't it? You know,
someone's saying here, worrying about Ake, but I don't think Ake is going to play, do you?
No, I can't see Ake. I feel like Zinchenko on the weekend was sensational. Brilliant. That last-ditch tackle for Emmanuel Dennis to get through. And I feel like when Zinchenko has a run of games, he kind of brings that spirit out. Like you looked at him last season in the run to the Champions League final. I feel like that's going to kind of come out of him again early on against Madrid. I feel like he'll kind of hold his own. Obviously, if he's coming up against the likes of Valverde, you know, it could be a long night because the lad's a young, physical lad, Valverde. But I'm not worried about Zinni. I don't think it'll be Ake. I think it'll be Zinni and then Stones if he's fit. But then Stones, it's kind of playing like a free back anyway, isn't it, really? Because you look when Ake plays left back, he tends to bomb forward anyway. Kind of that Cancelo role.
Yeah, and I was trying to think today, is there any mad player that he could stick at right back? I mean, I know we were talking about.
Well, I mean, he played Zinchenko at false 9 against PSG, so you know.
Exactly. You don't know if he plays in false 9 tomorrow and Ake at left back. You don't know. It's Pep Guardiola. We're used to this madness, aren't we? Yeah. But it's a massive game, and do you know what? I really hope tomorrow that the City fans, if you're watching this and you realize, you've got to realize this is a Champions League semi-final. It's Real Madrid at home. You've got to turn up. We've all got to turn up tomorrow. Whether you get pissed, whether you get your sober, whether you whatever, you've got to turn up. You've got to sing your hearts out. Even if you can't be arsed, get behind the boys. Make sure that this atmosphere, because this season it's been great in certain games. Let's get behind the lads and let's make it one of them memorable Champions League nights at the Etihad. We've all got to pull together on this one. We've got to get behind this team. Like you say, we went out to Madrid the other week, Atletico, and the City fans out there was unbelievable. Let me tell you, they were unbelievable. We got behind them. The stadium was intimidating, but we got behind them. And listen, we've got to do that. Even if it doesn't go to plan, we've got to get behind this team. We're in a deep, deep title running, really deep. We've got a few players carrying knocks. We need to get these players over the line for me tomorrow. I've just seen a shot of the stadium. I think there's going to be like mosaics and that all around the ground again, like flags on the seats and that. So it's definitely going to be a big night. Definitely going to be a big night.
And I'm at work, sadly.
Are you at work? Yeah. Oh, mate. I'm going out early tomorrow. Going in Manchester for a bit of food.
It'll be a 5 o'clock finish, but obviously travelling, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, you're not going to
just half 7. Traffic coming out of rush hour, you wouldn't get anywhere near. But I'll be watching. Don't you worry about that. I'll be cheering the boys on from home. But yeah, I mean, it's been good most Champions League nights recently. Like you look at the Atletico game, buzz bouncing there as well. But it's just getting behind them now that, you know, they've done all they can through the majority of
the thing is on a Champions League night, sometimes you attract these corporate guys, yeah? Now, I get that. They want to watch Real Madrid, Man City. I get it. But if there's one of them corporate wankers sat next to you, drag him up out the seat by his neck.
Yes.
Get him standing and say, look, mate, you get behind the team here, mate. We're not fucking about.
Get Blue lyrics out on your phone and get him to sing along.
That's what I'm saying. Don't get nicked, though. I'm not condoning grabbing like corporate. Don't be grabbing the head of Nissan or someone who puts about 20 million in City and then next minute he moves because you've gripped him because Big Steve said grip him. So I don't mean that. I just mean get behind him. You see anyone who's looking a bit, get them up. And listen, let's just enjoy ourselves. This is football. This is Manchester City. These are the nights we dreamed of all them years ago. Real Madrid semi-final, Champions League tomorrow night in Manchester. You know, years ago, he'd been on the other shit all over the road. But tomorrow, it's with these boys here. This is what it's all about. Real Madrid, semi-final. Get there. Get the coach green, do what you want, get all the young lads, get the cans out. Let's just have it tomorrow. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to it, me.
This time Wednesday, we could have one foot in the Champions League final, and then we're all ready for Paris. So I can't wait.
I don't even want to talk about Paris because I start getting excited and that. But we just need to do this job first. Benno here saying that they need to sort the ticketing situation out. Listen, Benno, Man City ticket office is mad. 1 minute it's mint and it all works smooth. The next minute it's chaos, isn't it? It's chaos.
I think they've outsourced it to a call centre now, haven't they? Like the start of the season, it was all right. I managed to get through quite quickly, and then like I've hearing horror stories of 4 or 5 hours waiting. I think it's
they do have some like
call centre now. Yeah,
35,000 in the queue or something. Look at this. Yeah. The Gremlins are waiting for the downfall. Anyone who wants to know who the Gremlins are, they're the Chelsea fans who I nicknamed the Gremlins on the Big Six show. So literally every day, these Gremlins all over me. When Chelsea lose, they're like little gizmo. You know, you stroke them and that, you put them back in the box. Away. When Chelsea win, turn into Gremlins, he's swinging off the fucking lampshades and they're going crazy and all that. So that's why they're called the Gremlins.
Borrowers, or whatever you call them.
These minions.
The borrowers.
Here we go. Managed to get a ticket for 117. Big up, I'm in 117. If you see me, come and say hello. Let's have a look at this one. Who else is there? Yusuf.
Good to see my mate Wayne in it, and nice to see him as always.
The Gremlins team is still to you with Forza Milan. Milan, eh? Ooh. South stand in the corner. Alex, crazy man. Alec is on all of my streams, yeah. But Alec goes a bit close to the bone sometimes on other streams. Now on our stream, we love Blues, we get away with it. But on the Big Six show, they keep pulling me and saying, Steve, there's a lad here called Alec. He's a City fan, but we might have to block him. I'm like, he needs to behave. So Alec, on the Big Six tonight, behave, man. You can't go around calling them Scousers, them sort of names and things like that because you get in trouble. So big up Alec, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, Alec. You know.
Here's one for you. Do you reckon Sterling deserves to play? I mean, do you know what? He frustrated me again at weekend with that miss. Did you see that miss? Right from the south.
That is typical Sterling. We have typical City and we have typical Sterling. He can score from 18, 20 yards, but then when it's put in front of him at 6 yards, he fucking skies it.
Man.
He can dribble past.
I think because he played. I think because he played at weekend, I don't think he's going to play. I think it'll
be Grealish or Foden.
I don't think it'll be Grealish. I think it's going to be Foden on the left, and I think it's going to be Mahrez on the right. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? I think if they, like we say on Feed the Goat, Pep Roulette, we just never know who's playing. You know, 1 minute we've got the team lined up perfectly. Like I think we're starting to keep points now on in our group chat, and I think on average I'm getting about fucking 7 out of 11. It's always the front
we've got a Big Six prediction league, and the winner of the Big Six prediction league gets about 500 quid, and the loser has to eat the world's hottest chili or something. And
I've done that.
It's literally going to be crazy because it's so close from top to bottom. There's literally 4 points.
Yeah, so I was looking at it on Instagram the other day. I think, that's tight. Just make sure you don't lose, Steve. Just get mid-table. Be happy with mid-table.
Someone messaging the Gremlins are back again. You know what? I've got a lot of Chelsea fans. You know, when I was in Madrid last week with Daps, the Chelsea boys was coming over. I thought they were coming over for a scrap. They're coming over for a picture because they like me on the Big Six. But yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad.
Getting it in with the Gremlins there.
Just want to touch on the midfield. I think it's going to be Rodri, Gundogan, and Bernardo. What do you think? Do you think there's enough energy in there to cope with Modric and that in there, or do you think De Bruyne has to play in there, or would you stick De Bruyne in the 9 and let him do the damage up top?
I mean, tough, isn't it, really? Like when we looked at the weekend when he's playing on that right centre mid, the ability to whip them balls in is, question to none. Kind of need that in these games just for pull a moment out of anywhere. But you can also see him starting that false nine to kind of, once we counter, just to kind of run with that ball. You see his ability to just carry the ball and get a result out of something, whether that's then Jesus or Sterling or whoever's on the wings, kind of cutting across. I think De Bruyne, it doesn't matter where he's going to play tomorrow. I think he's going to be playing. But in regards to, I think Bernardo plays midfield to cover Rodri with the lack of pace. I think Bernardo covers back box to box. I can't see it being the two pivot midfielders like we had against Watford. I don't think Fernandinho comes close to playing this game.
No.
But the funny thing is with Gundo, I don't know if you've seen, we were looking into these Blue Moon forums and someone was claiming that Gundogan's been having severe back problems ever since he joined the club. And I don't know if that's true. I don't know whether it is that he's hitting injuries left, right and centre now and he's kind of come to the end. But, I mean, I think you're more than right in saying it's going to be that free, but I just think the pace kind of won't be an issue in this game if it is the likes of Kroos, Modric and Camavinga in their midfield, because like you said, they've lost their legs a little bit, but it is having that ability to quickly, once they get on the ball, trap him. And like the Thiago for Liverpool, just making sure that he doesn't have them 3, 4, 5 seconds on the ball to create something, because we've seen it against Everton yesterday, the ability that he can play passes is kind of level with Modric and Kroos, and they could cause us issues with that, especially to someone like Benzema or Vinny over the top. But I think if there was to be one that gets omitted, I think it's Gundogan and De Bruyne comes in there. But like we said, we just don't know, do you? I think it's very tough. I wouldn't want to call it because I think it'd be...
He's got the experience, Gundogan, though, in these big games. He has. And
exactly.
Pep seems to throw him in there. And I just think if he goes in there, lets Rodri do the dirty work, let Gundogan just do the simple things. Just keep the ball flowing in midfield. Don't dwell on the ball too much. Just keep it moving all the time. And like you say, if Bernardo can get that work rate going and maybe drop in like he did against Liverpool, drop in and help Rodri if they're coming under attack. But do you know what? I think they're going to be more worried about us, I've just got a feeling they're going to be... I think the Etihad is a place now in the Champions League where teams come and they're worried. I think before this season, teams were coming and trying to have a go, where I think Real Madrid might think, especially with the away goal rule thing now, not meaning anything, I think they might just come in and try and, just get back to the Bernabeu still in the tie. If they come and try and put the pressure on us and go for it and we catch them out,
3 or 4.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what they don't want. Same with Atletico. They tried to take us back there and do their shit on their pitch and it didn't work. And you know what? The game in Madrid where we won it dirty, we went down to their level and we got over the line. I know City can do that now. So if we play up against a Real Madrid team that are falling all over the floor, rolling around, I don't think they will do, but sometimes they can get like that. I think we can match them like that. You know what I mean? And I'm really confident. Me, score prediction wise for the Real game, what are you going for?
I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1 City.
I think Benzema will get a goal.
Yeah.
I think it's inevitable at the minute. I think the way he's playing. But I think that'll be kind of, the tie will already be done. It'll be like 2-0 at that point. Benzema gets one and then we kind of just get one, say it out, and then it's gone from there. But yeah, I'm confident with 3-1 because, like you said, it's all dependent on if they try and come out and play, it could be a cricket score. But if they come and try and just play the low block, we might get one. But yeah, I'm gonna stick to my guns. 3-1.
I just think if we turn up and play our game, forget Real Madrid. Don't get dragged in the hype. If we play our game, if we set the tempo of the game, not them, we set the tempo of the game, I think we control it and I think we dominate it. I think we beat them 2-0. I'm going 2-0 and I'm back to Madrid next week, back to play on Mayo Square. Anyone that's going Madrid, the bar on the Tuesday night in Madrid where the City fans was, we started singing that song, Don't Sell Joe Hart, Super Joey Hart. We sang that song, mate, for 2 hours.
Who were the guys that you were with? Daps was mentioning you met some was it foreign City fans or?
Oh, the Dutch guys. The Dutch guys just fight everyone. They came from Holland for a fight. We had to calm them down, man. Once they had a few fights, they calmed down. Literally turned up wearing Stone Island. They've been watching Green Street for about 6 years. Turned up in Madrid and said, "We've come for a fight with Chelsea." It was like, mate, you need to calm down, our kid.
Did you even have a ticket or?
They didn't have tickets, mate. We just sat them down and got them a pint. And once they'd had a pint and they realised the City fans were just all we was asked about was singing about Joe Hart, they calmed down, but they were crazy, man. Big up the Dutch boys. Any seeing him injured, they was fans. Mad fans. But we took this little bar in Playa Mayor Square and we sang Joe Hart in there all night. And people was tagging Joe Hart in it and all that. It was mad, man. But I'm looking forward to Madrid, man, as well. It's a great city.
Definitely doing the European away days next year. I'm not missing out like I did this year. 100%.
No, you've got to, mate. You've got to do it, mate. See these gremlins in the chat, innit? You know what I mean? These gremlins here, like, you know what I mean? Let's have a look at this guy. What's he saying? How many years did City bottle it, mate? It's Chelsea, innit, mate? Bottle it, mate. Your centre half's getting off, yeah? He wants to go playing. The other centre half, he's going to Barcelona, yeah? And N'Golo Kante's legs have gone. Jorginho, they're not giving him a new contract. Roman Abramovich has got no dough. He's signing on. And
you're going to be bought by a bunch of Yankees who don't know.
Lewis Hamilton's putting money in and he supports Arsenal. Serena Williams is throwing a load of dough in and she don't even know what football is.
You're going to be calling it soccer before you fucking know it.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? These Chelsea boys. But listen, it is what it is, man. But so basically...
flop on your bench.
yeah.
Lukaku, or whatever they call him, Lukaku.
See, he's backtracking now. He knows I'm a legend, innit? But I'm winding him up.
Have you seen them TikToks of that guy called Lukaku? I'm going to send you one after this, right? You'll piss yourself.
Like, oh, mate, I don't TikTok. I'm on TikTok myself, not me. Everyone just clips us up.
No, like it's like a parody of Lukaku, but it's funny as fuck. I'll send you it. It's a good laugh.
Steve, please do a backflip. Are you mad? Are you mad? Who is that guy there?
I'll pay to see that.
Steve, please do a backflip. Listen, if I did a backflip, I'd break my back, my neck, and everything. So it's not happening, mate. Listen, did you see Don Robbie doing the swinging in the car park for Arsenal? Don Robbie, man, he's a 60-year-old bloke, mate, and he's swinging in the car park. Wait till the Big Six tonight. I'm going in on them Arsenal boys, mate. They had a full-on dance competition outside the Emirates when they won against Wolves, yeah? They had a full-on Eurovision Song Contest against Villa when they won that. And that weekend, they beat Man United. And let me tell you, lads, you beat Man United. So that's like beating fucking Grimsby because they're shit. And then you had a full-on swee-off in the car park. Grown men in Arsenal shirts sweeing in the car park. I'm Big Six tonight's going off. 9 o'clock, Turkish LDN channel. The Big Six show is going off. Big Steve wants to know why 60-year-old men are swinging in the car park. It's not. If that's your dad, get a grip of him because if he needs sectioning, I think, because it's mad. It's mad. You see it?
It's not the best look, is it? I must admit. I mean, if you do any kind of sue, you need to be on a register of some sort. But yeah, I won't go into that because I might get in trouble when we say that. But you know,
no, it's crazy, mate.
Our only thing is the 93-20. We'll just take our tops off and
run around. But no, man, it was mad, man. I've never seen anything like. They might be the new Gremlins the way they're reacting at the minute.
You lose your mind if you fucking celebrating like that, beating United. You know, I mean,
starving. United and Arsenal are both starving. Me, Arsenal's mad, mate. You could do a week of shows on Arsenal at the minute the way they are. Down, mate. It's crazy, man. But big up Arteta and the boys. He's trying his best. You know, I'm a fan of Arteta and that, and it is what it is. But I just want to touch on, you might have seen in the top right-hand corner there, in association with Sanucci. Now, Sanucci is a jewellery brand, yeah? And get on this, yeah? Remember me taking the piss? Yeah, remember me taking the piss out of Daps because he was wearing Machino tracksuits, yeah? Well, check what I've got him from Real Madrid away. Look at this. Look at this.
Get him the Machino tracksuit on as well.
Hey, whoa, look how blingy that is. Look, Manchester City, Diamond Crest, Sanucci. There's a link in my bio. I think there's a buy one, get one free offer at the minute. You can get, the new crest, to match his Machino tracksuit. You can also get the old crest.
Oh.
Blinged up. If you want to go retro, we can go old. If you want to go new, we go new. But I'm telling you what,
he'll be looking bling in that Machino sky blue tracksuit with his.
I'm going to get you a picture of him, mate. But listen, let me tell you, these chains are bang on. I was impressed with it because they're really heavy in that. And like you say, this is for daps, man. This one's for daps. If anyone can pull that off, yeah,
it's him.
You know what I mean?
Definitely him.
Me and him, I'm going to get an alarm clock and put that round my neck, and we're going to look like Run DMC, innit? But Sanucci, listen, they've looked after me. They've sent me some good items. Check the link and click on it. I think it's buy one, get one free link at the minute. So big up, man, for the chains, man. Proper. Check on this one. Look at this. Look. At least Big Steve don't use Manscaped as a sponsor. No, listen, I'm going to tell you a story. Everybody in this industry gets Manscaped. Not me. I ain't get Manscaped. I like Sanucci because they had the city crest. I liked it. I bought my kids one in it. I was impressed. But I have actually got the Manscaped, and this is free advertising for Manscaped. The Manscaped Lawnmower 4000 or whatever it's called is the bollocks. So literally, if you need your conkers shaving, yeah, that is the one. Let me tell you now, it doesn't cut you, it doesn't drag you, it doesn't chop you up. It is a proper. I tell you, if you marbles, once you finish with that, marbles. So if your missus is into marble shaving, get the Manscaped one. It's class.
If they want to come and sponsor Feed the Goat, then I'll happily take a Manscaped sponsorship. Don't you worry.
Get on, hey, Manscaped, get on to Feed the Goat. Let's get them out there, 20% off. Do you know what I mean? Conkers, smooth conkers.
I'll balls live for you.
Mate, no, honestly, seriously, it's impressive, that Manscaped one, I tell you.
Yeah, they look really nice, them Sanucci. I think I've seen them before advertised as well, but no, definitely go and check it out.
Honestly, I swear to God, I was well impressed. I got my son one, and then I spoke to him, and they went, boom, happy days. So Daps, Machino tracksuit, Sanucci bling. What more do you want in Madrid than that? You know what I mean? You'll see him coming. But big up, man. Check them out, yeah? Click on the link and check them out. Spot on. Listen, that's enough of the ad campaign. Just wanted to say the rumours that we spoke about before about Declan Rice. Now, I've had it under good authority from someone I know at the club that City's not in for Declan Rice. I think the price West Ham have put on him is too high. I think he's got 3 years left on his contract still. So they're in no rush to sell him. But he would be a great player. Imagine having Declan Rice and Rodri swapping game to game. Do you know what I mean? When Rodri needs Rice.
Putting him in centre mid.
Yeah, no, man, it could be good, couldn't it? But it's too much money, innit?
You look at like Phillips and Rice in the Euros. Why not Rodri and Rice?
Do you think? I think he might go to Man United, me.
Nah, I think if anyone Chelsea, if they have the funds to buy him,
he's got no dough. He just said it. He's come out today and said it. They can't keep Rudiger because they got no dough.
Yeah, and I think if Rice goes to United, it's a very risky move in his career. Let's just say. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, listen, Ten Hag's going to have a rebuild there. We know they're going to throw a lot of money at it in the summer. They need it.
Anthony will be his first signing. I can put money on it.
Who?
Anthony. He'll be Ten Hag's first signing.
They reckon they're going to... I've been told that they're signing Timber, the centre-back from Ajax, and I've been told that they've already signed Pau Torres from Villarreal.
I don't think that's a cheap one either, is it? 50, 60 million?
No, that's what I've been told. So it is what it is. Mo, my mate Mo here. Look, Big Mo. Let me find Big Mo. Getting used to this chat. Career killer, Man United. Yeah. Listen, the legend killers, Mo. You know what I mean? Cristiano, what's it called? Champions League Ronaldo. CL Ronaldo is now Conference League Ronaldo. That is what they've done to him. That is what they've done to the man. He came as a legend. He's now going to be known as Conference League Ronaldo.
Oh, well, at least he can get a few goals in another European competition. Not what like it matters.
Fucking man. Hey, look at this. Look at the Gremlin, yeah? The Gremlin said, Steve, I love you. I'm only joking. Look at him now. He's bringing it up again. Talk to me when you're in the Champions League. It's all they say. It's literally when they're born, that's all that comes out of their mouth. The first words that they say is, champions of Europe, you'll never win that. That's all. Strange bunch.
Very odd. Very, very
Super
odd.
chat from Andy here again. Big up Andy. Steve, does Jesus go to Arsenal? Earlier on in the pod, we mentioned it. I think I hope he stays, but I can see why he'd want to leave. And I think that he'd do well for Arsenal. But we ain't letting him go on the cheap. So if you want him, you either pay the dough or we'll give you Gabriel Jesus and some dough and we'll take Saka as left back. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's a nice proposition. That is
I think Saka
a
would be
nice
a great
proposition.
left back. Imagine Saka at left back at City.
Be nice, wouldn't it? We can all hope. We can all certainly hope.
And there's also, just touch on this, where's it gone? There we go. Zohab to Shemeni for Fernandinho. That's been talked about. Hasn't it? He's a good player for Monaco. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good player. But he'll want more game time than offered, I think.
What do you think of Romeo Lavia? Obviously, he's a defensive midfielder. He's on the verge of the first team.
Yeah.
So if you're selling, if Fernandinho's going, surely to God, if you're Romeo Lavia, you're thinking to yourself, that position's up for grabs. I need to make it mine. Do you think we go out and buy a DM, or do you think he promotes Lavia to the first team and just brings him on?
I think that's where the pre-season will be interesting this year, because there's no international competitions, and I think it will be an interesting assessment to see whether it is him that replaces Rodri. Wouldn't be surprised if he plays every pre-season game instead of Rodri, kind of up until towards the end. But yeah, I mean, from what I've seen of him in the EDS, I mean, he looks like he's going to be a top player. So, but it's the thing is with Pep, he's obviously he is very good with bringing youth in. You've looked at Foden, Cole Palmer. He knows what he's doing, but in these kind of positions, you need someone in there ready-made. Is he willing to kind of let the development of Lavia carry on and then just use Rodri? But I don't see why not. Because, I mean, we're not going to go out and spend 80, 90 million on like Chouameni or 150 million on Declan Rice when we've got Lavia there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he plays a lot next season. Yeah,
I'd like to see him given a chance. I'd like to see him given a chance. I think he's highly rated. I think people talking about him. And I think, he's been on the bench a few times. It's like these games where you're winning 5-1. Sometimes you think to yourself, throw him on, you know what I mean? I know it's the business end of the season, but throw him on. But yeah, Romeo Lavia's one. Yeah, it's going to be a mad summer. I mean, the Haaland deal is going to be massive. And if we get it over the line, and like everyone's a bit scared, I've been told it's done, so I've been confident and said it's done. But you've always got that thing in the back of your mind, innit, that something could happen.
Until I see him in a City shirt, I'm not believing a thing.
I know, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
Harry Kane all over again last year, and there's been a few incidents in previous years. Jorginho, for a big example. Until I see him in a shirt, I don't believe it.
This is an interesting one from is it FZ City. Big Steve, is Bernardo going to stay or sign a new deal?
That's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
It is the same thing. He's probably meant, is he going to leave or sign a new deal?
I know. Just messing.
I mean, I was told they thought he was going to leave last year. That's why the Grealish signing got made. Obviously, he's had a fantastic season. Bernardo, he's absolutely brilliant player. Do you know what I mean? His work rate and everything is class. But I believe it's a lifestyle issue. I believe he likes the sun. And he likes
Portugal during lockdown, could he? And he likes to go back to Benfica quite often. Apparently,
yeah, he likes the slow down lifestyle and that. But at the end of the day,
still got his Christmas tree up, hasn't
he? Yeah, that was funny. That wasn't it? He don't care, does it? Do you know what?
Just a lovable guy, man. It'd be a shame to see him go, just for his personality.
If they sold him, and then maybe play Grealish in the middle for a full season with De Bruyne, do you think that could work?
I think if you got Grealish developed into having the work rate like Bernardo Silva does, because he's got the ability going forward, 100%. There's no doubt about that. He's an intelligent player going forward. As TalkSport asked him, he's an encyclopedia of football, according to Dean Smith, Jack Grealish. So I think he'd fit in there. Whether he hits the ground running because it's second season syndrome, like first season syndrome, sorry, and the second season he comes in. But it's just one of those, isn't it? Does he have the kind of, like, I don't know if you watched the recent video of Grealish describing his perfect player. He said Bernardo's a freak.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of his natural sport and, like, athletic ability. That's the only thing I could see splitting them apart. Does Grealish have that athletic ability to get running around the pitch everywhere like a headless chicken?
No, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I think the City fans love him. He's one of them players that's come in and the City fans love him, especially for the little things he did, like the Liverpool Guard of Honour where he just chilling, having a brew and
cup of coffee, yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone was like, yeah, man, it is what it is. And the goals he scored at Old Trafford and the way he's, you know what I mean? He's done some great things. I'd hate to see him go. I'd be gutted, man. I understand it if he went because, people have got the right to live a great life. And if he wants to live that continental lifestyle, go out and chill out, have a coffee and, you know what I mean? Get good on you, mate. You know what I mean? He never causes an ounce of trouble. He's come in and he's proper done a shift and that. I'd be absolutely gutted though. You know what I mean? But
he's a professional, isn't he? I think he's the prime example of what you want in a professional. He comes in, does his job, has a bit of personality about him, never kind of... He just shows he's an absolute shithouse for the club. Like, he just loves the club wherever he is and kind of... Them kind of moments against Liverpool where he's not supporting the Guard of Honour and he's just sat there and he's got that mentality of, right, fuck this, we're going to go out and beat him, I'm going to make sure of this. That mentality is not very easy to find in football players, especially this day and age where after 2 or 3 seasons they go elsewhere. But he's got something about him where he's got the loyalty to the club and he absolutely wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he, really? In terms of
just want to say to people as well, in the chat, please hit the like button. We get a lot of views, but no one hits the like button. It takes literally a second to hit the like button. But algorithm and that is not my forte. I'm an old dinosaur who can barely turn on this computer. But people tell me
to get the like earlier, and I'm not there, Stu.
Say again.
You asked me to turn your camera on earlier, and I can't do that. I'm not there.
Exactly. So hit them like buttons. Get it up there. Bang, 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 bang. Hit the likes, man. Hit the likes. Let me just see who's about. Oh, someone mentioned it. Did I do it? About Nunes from Lisbon. Another player linked with it.
I think that's a very, very small potential of that one. He's a good player. Very good player for Sporting Lisbon. I think he was injured when he played us.
But if you're Lavia, though, and they sign someone like him,
you're knocking on the door.
Off? Are you pissed off?
You're knocking on his door and saying, like, look, what have I got to do?
Yeah, I mean,
Pep's quite smart in that regard. Like, he'll get the big players in early in the summer because City don't mess about with the signings they know they need. But I think if we're going to sign a replacement DM for Fernandinho, I think it won't be very early on in this transfer window. I think it'll be quite late on once he's reviewed Lavia and then seeing where he can fit in. I don't think it'll be a quick one. I think it'll be end of this transfer window.
We've already got a DM, Claudio Gomez, who we signed from Paris Saint-Germain, who's been on loan at Barnsley all season, and they've literally just been relegated. And I spoke to a Barnsley fan, and he said, he said, look, he had some great games, but he didn't have the players around him. He said he looked sharp, and sometimes he looked a level above everyone else, but he just didn't have the players around him. Now, if City sent him out for a full season on loan to Barnsley, he's obviously booted about a bit in the Championship. He's obviously probably further along in his development than Lavia, because Lavia's only playing in EDS games. So could the Claudio Gomez come back for pre-season, or is that he just been played to sell him, or what? You know, it's going to be a tough one, isn't it? Oh, someone mentioned that as well. Yeah, Hector Herrera, we already have as well. Where's that gone now? Yeah, there. Hector Herrera. We reckon he's being sold, though, to be honest. So we're going to get some money for him.
Angel Herrera, sorry.
Angel Herrera, in it. Yeah. Where's he on loan at now?
He's at Espanyol, I think. Espanyol.
You reckon they could get decent money for him, to be fair?
20 million, yeah. 25 million. Which, I mean, I think in regards to pre-season, obviously we're talking about it there. Are we having a little trip to the USA for Houston?
Oh, my missus would kill me, you know what I mean? I get away with murder. Big up Big Steve's missus, because she puts up with a lot from me going away with the kids and that. And, you know, I'm away watching City and doing my thing. But if I came pre-season and said to her, oh, I'm going to America, she would kill me. So I'm already booked.
It's the day before my birthday, so
When is
we
it?
go to Houston, 21st of July. My birthday, 20th of July in Houston.
I'm going to.
Steve, get your connection sorted. We'll have a week away in America.
Listen, there's a lot of American Man City fans, and some of them invited me over and said that the supporters club was in New York. I think they were gonna look after me and that. So
if any American City fans in here, and if
there's any rich American City fans out there that want to pay for my ticket, I will come over to America. We'll do a live South Stand podcast in the bar with all the American Blues, and we'll have it. That's all I can say. You don't get better than that, innit?
I will tag along happily.
Exactly. Look, a big Mo here saying, "Look, Steve, take the family on vacation." I am going. I'm going to Portugal this. I'm going Portugal this summer.
Lovely. Just make sure you don't go back to Lisbon.
No. Don't mind Lisbon. I'm just not going near Porto yet.
You don't want to go with you. Yeah. Any of them recognise you. You don't want to. Don't want your kids saying like if they recognise you as well. Have to be proud.
Cheers from Connecticut, USA. Spin Dr. Mix. Come on, mate. Get the whip round. Get the boys on the flight. You can do it. Get Big Steve.
Spin Dr. Mix. If you want me to come to Connecticut, just let me know. I will be there.
Yeah, I do. He's against New York City yesterday. I'm not sure. We don't play New York, do we?
No, we play Club America.
Oh, is that what we do? It's supposed to be played Bayern Munich, I got told as well, but don't know if that one's going to.
It'll be one of those international champions cups, won't it? Bollocks.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, we're nearly an hour in. We spoke about the Watford game. We spoke about Real Madrid, Declan Rice, Egan Riley, Bernardo.
A lot.
We've not done that bad really for an hour. So listen, we're going to leave it on this. Big Steve's final thoughts of the day. Yeah. Real Madrid semi-final tomorrow. Everyone that's going to the game, leave it all in the stadium. If you don't leave that stadium with a sore throat, you've not done your job. Get behind the boys 100%. Let's make it a really class atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? Everybody get involved. Get in the ground nice and early and just get behind the team. It's Real Madrid. You know what I mean? They're the greatest team in the world. They're coming to Manchester. We've got to prove now that we're dining at the top table. And let's get past this Madrid team and get to that final again in Paris. And big up Sanucci for the Man City blingy chain. I'm telling you what, this chain is coming with me and Daps to Madrid next week. I'm taking pictures of it with tapas. I'm taking pictures of it next to chicken wings, next to the Bernabeu. It's coming with me. The link is in the bio. Big up Sanucci for the sponsorship. I love it. And listen, this is the blog. We are the South Stand. Luke, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. The handle is MCFC Luke B. Pretty straightforward. And if you are not done with City content yet, me and the boys over at Feed the Goat will be going live at 8 p.m. So pretty much now, as always, I'm going to be late for it.
Get over to Feed the Goat podcast now and go and watch Luke. And Luke, you on for an hour?
We will be roughly about an hour, maybe a bit longer. See how it goes. There's
after Luke,
confrontation.
It's the Big Six show straight after. So big up Luke for coming on. Big up everyone that's been in the chat tonight. It's been great. We're learning. We're all growing as a show. We are the South Stand. We are the South Stand. Man City tomorrow. We are the South Stand. We are the South Stand. Champions League semi-final. Up the Blues. Come on, City.